morning, everybody. This is a definite test flight day. You can see the weather's been like crap the last little while. It's been overcast, mix of rain and snow, less desirable for flying. But there's been a few people asking about the difference between foot launching and flying with a trike or a quad. So maybe today we'll talk a little bit about that, because there is some definite differences, obviously, and also some advantages and disadvantages to each. One of the first things, the differences of launching a quad and a trike is, depending on the weight, you may have to have a bigger wing to fly a quad or a trike, just because of the weight. This one here is a 41 meter Dudek Orca. So it's a beast. It's huge, but I use it for flying my quad and for tandem flying, because you need the extra weight. So first thing is, probably have to have a little bit of a bigger wing to fly with a trike or a quad. Not necessarily if you have one of those really small and lightweight trikes that'll just bolt onto a paramotor, then the weight's only like 30 pounds difference or something like that. So it's not a huge big deal. The next thing is that to fly a trike or a quad, you need the space. You need longer room for takeoff because your weight is a little higher and you're rolling, so you got to have a kind of a smooth field. This one's okay, but it's not great, because you see that, if the wind is from the east here, I have to do kind of a cross runway launch. I've got enough space for what I need to do, but it's just a consideration when you're deciding to fly with a foot launch or a trike or quad, because you have to have kind of a field similar to this where, you got cut grass, it's relatively smooth, but you definitely need more space to launch with wheels. Your climb out's going to be a little slower because of the weight. Not a lot depending on your setup, but still will be. Last time I flew this, we had a little bit of a mishap. I didn't catch it on film, but it was so disappointing. I for whatever reason, I don't know if the air was weird, I brought my wing up and started the taxi for whatever reason, and I don't know if my A-riser got caught on something or whatever, but I had a bit of a frontal collapse on the right side of the wing and couldn't fix it right away, so I aborted the launch. But then, as I turned my motor off as I'm supposed to do, and then just shit-ass luck, the wing came down on top, even though my motor was not running, but the prop was still spinning. The leading edge went into the prop and damaged it. And man, it sucked. So I had to send my wing away and get it fixed. And shout out to Paramotor in Quebec. They were recommended, sent it off just kind of on a wing and a prayer, but it's come back and it looks like did a great job. They had to replace the front cells. You can't even tell, they did a great job, so shout out to them. I'll put a link to their website and information in the description box. Really happy with the way it turned out. So If you ever have that unfortunate circumstance, they can be fixed. The total repair for this was, I don't know, about $600. So, I don't know, it is what it is, but. And then shipping, you got to ship it each way, which was about $55, $60, so about $800 at the end of the day, which I wasn't overly happy about, but what do you do? Clear prop. Okay, so launching with wheels takes a little bit more space. We'll go back, we'll review that footage, but I think I made it before the pavement, but we'll check it. You can see my visibility up here is complete garbage. So just a reminder that this is solely a training flight. I replaced the carburetor on this motor. It was just time, I think, and so this is the first flight with the new carburetor, so we're just testing that. So that launch wasn't too bad. You know, having not flown this for a few weeks, feels good, so I'm gonna run it for probably about 10 minutes, and all I'm gonna do is just some patterns around the field. So launching with wheels, you know, is definitely less physically demanding. So the launching, I would say, I guess you could call it easier, because obviously you don't have to strap the motor on your back, you don't have to run. You know, it's limiting in the fact that you do need a little bit more space. So I would say for anybody who is physically limited and is unable to foot launch, then flying with wheels is definitely a good consideration and a good option. If you have the space to do it from, then I say just go ahead and do it. But foot launching is far more versatile. You know, you can just throw it in the back of your car, your truck, whatever, and you're off, you're away. Whereas flying with wheels, you know, yeah, you can, a lot of them now you can disassemble, take them apart, but it does takes a little longer. Foot launch motor is way more portable. So if you're gonna fly with wheels, you probably gotta have a truck or a trailer to be able to fly it. I normally wouldn't be flying in crap weather like this, but seriously, it's been a couple weeks. Did some engine adjustments, got this wing fixed up, so I've been dying to fly it. So even if I gotta just loop around here, I'll do that. It's a little cold. Okay, we're gonna try max RPM test. Okay, so we're at 74. Just over 7,400, which is pretty good. Get back within sight of the ground. This is yuck. We're gonna do that one more time, and then we're gonna go in and land. Another, I guess, benefit with flying with wheels is the landing is a bit more forgiving in that you don't necessarily have to land directly into the wind. You can go in with a bit of a crosswind landing. Actually, I'll check the wind, and maybe I will just do a crosswind landing. Okay, I'll go around, I'll come in, I'll do a cross. So you see my wind direction. For foot launching, I would have to land directly into that wind. With wheels, you don't necessarily have to. You just have to be more careful when you go to lay the wing down and you're turning off your motor. Okay. So, all right, I kind of buffed that one. Here I am doing all the talking and not paying attention, but no harm done. Okay, we'll check out launch 2 and see what my takeoff distance was. And we're down. So landings and launchings are a little easier with wheels, but you need a lot more space. You need more stuff to transport it around. It costs more money because you know, flying with a trike or a quad is going to be, you know, probably an extra few $1,000s. Well, depending on what you get, could be anywhere from $1,000 to an extra $4,000. I'm gonna have to dry out my wing at home because it's a little wet. Oh yeah, these lines are soaked. I guess one other thing that wheels is kind of fun is it doubles as a goat cart. All right, gang, thanks for watching. So yeah, you decide. Wheels, foot launch, it's still good flying. My personal choice and my preference is to foot launch, just because of the versatility and the, just like you're flying a chair. But hey, both of them are awesome. It's just personal preference. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, like it, click to subscribe, and we'll let you know when the next one's coming out. Take care. Fly safe, everybody. I can't even see where the repairs were done. That guy did some serious magic. Wow. Well done.